this is the process, okay? As a priority, set aside 10% savings. Okay, if you're making $100, then you save what? $10. If you're making $1,000, you save 100. If you're making 10,000, you save 1,000. If you're making 100,000, you save 10,000. Whatever it is, it's 10%. Okay, if you're saving 10% consistently for a 20 to 25 year period, you'll have a great retirement. You'll be able to live off, with our growth strategies, the same type of lifestyle you are living today with that. Now, why I'm telling you this for 20, 25 years, because people also need to know they need to have time working in their favor. And the best time is now, right? So 10% savings, applying 3 rules of money. What do we do with that 10% savings? Once we get it, we want to make sure that our clients' money is actually compounding, it's growing. Not at 1%, 2%. You know, if you're getting those GIC type products, 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, you're not even beating inflation, meaning your money is getting eroded with time. Its buying ability is not there. Okay, so we want to make sure our income is growing 6, 7, 8, and plus %. Second thing is, we want to make sure our client is comfortable with how we're growing their money. That's called a risk effect, right? If someone is looking at their statements every day or every week and feeling like they're going to throw up because their money's gone on a roller coaster, or they're scared all the time, oh no, how come my money went down by $10 or $5 or anything like that? If that's what they feel, we need to dial it back and make sure we invest according to their risk tolerance. We want to make sure that our clients are comfortable with us. That is the difference between having a professional money manager like us, advisor, or someone just trying to throw a dart at a board. Okay. The next thing is looking at tax effect. If your money is growing over this 20, 25 years that I'm talking about, would you rather be saving taxes on the seed or the crop that it grows to? So if you're saving $100 a week and that grew to 200,000, would you want to pay on the $100 a week, or would you want to pay on the 200,000 that it grew to? The $100, right? Because it's going to be a lot less. And we have vehicles that you don't have to pay any tax, right? But we need to see which vehicle works for which client. Okay, so looking at these 3 rules of money, what are we trying to accomplish? There's 3 main goals. First goal is income protection. And why income protection is always the first step before doing any financial planning. I like to put this example, okay? I don't have anything that sucks. So let's just say, I'm going to change my example. Sorry. So today you are living a good life. You might have a mortgage. You might have a car payment. Your kids have martial art, jiu-jitsu, MMA. They got basketball. You got a gym membership, right? There's so many things. You're bringing in $5,000, $10,000 a month. If that stops, how long can all those other things keep going? 1 month? 2 months? 3 months? 4 months? 5 months? The average person that cannot last more than 4 months in Canada. So think of it. All those activities, even if your household expenses run on 5,000, okay? I don't think anyone can run nowadays on 5,000. If you have a family of even 4, it's usually around 10,000 you need. But let's just say for the next 4 months, you're taking away all your savings. What are you going to do in the 5th month, the 6th month, the 7th month? Would you start getting a heart attack probably? You might get anxiety. All these things will happen. But if you have income protection, whether you get sick, ill, or pass away, all those things continue. Would you be even worried? That's why we start off with income protection. Then we build a solid plan. Then we look at income replacement. Income replacement is making sure that when you do want to retire and stop working, you have enough money coming in so you don't have to get that second job. How many people work at Costco in retirement, Walmart, work at all these retail places after they've worked 20, 30, 40 years? Are we here just to work for the rest of our lives and pay bills? If we're not, why do people still live on that track? Don't plan, lack of education. That's why we have a huge scope for what we do. Third one, generational wealth. You know, especially in the Indian community, what parents would say about their son. Parents would always say, I'll be happy if my son, can look after himself. Right? I don't care about myself. I care about my son being able to provide for himself. Right? What do parents sometimes they say? Eda ki banuga. Right? Like, what's going to happen with this one? Right? That's what they're saying. Imagine, instead of saying Eda ki banuga, we say, Main bana ke ditta. And he's going to build on top of it. That's the biggest difference. We're starting something, we're building something so my son, my daughter can build on top of it. If we're going from 0 to 100,000, 500,000, a million, they get to start from that plateau, from that stage and build on top of it. As opposed to what's been happening over centuries. Start from 0, work for 80, 100 years, next generation starts from 0 again. Okay, that's generational wealth. Does that make sense? Yes. Right? So having discipline, empowering 10% savings, and a secured future. Why save 10%? I kind of went over these things, so I'm going to really run through this and then I'm going to end myself. So you pay monthly bills to phone companies, banks, subscriptions. Are you becoming wealthy? When you pay a bill, do you get any benefit besides using a service? Nothing. Okay. If you pay yourself at least 10% with discipline, do you think you will become wealthy? There's a better chance than not doing it, right? Yeah. Okay. That 10% is for yourself. Right? So think of it this way. If you're making, what, $3,000 a month, okay, in 30 days, all you're doing is saving $10 every single day. What is saving $10? Not going for a couple cups of coffee, not getting McDonald's, like these small things. But you're saving it. Next, do you think you and your family deserve to be wealthy? Do you want your kids to be working as hard as you do or harder? Your hard-earned money is like a seed. To get fruit, would you store the seed or sow the seed? Sow the seed. And similar to creating future wealth, you need to save minimum 10% of your paycheck.